So today's been pretty difficult. My day's only half over, but I had mentioned earlier, in an earlier video that a reminder popped up about my wife, myself, being married for however many years, which, again, Facebook. I didn't get on Facebook till 2010. We were married in 07. But, I'm just having trouble understanding things. Why it wasn't worth fixing. Why our relationship didn't deserve to live. I know she'll blame it all on me, and I've been putting a lot of it on her. But in the end, we both had a lot of things to work on. I was willing to acknowledge that. And I did. That's why I put so much effort into changing things. Doing better. I mean, still got to a place where we couldn't disagree on something without both of us screaming at each other. Something that could have been fixed. Could have been fixed. So, something my counselor has tasked me with. She gave me homework. It's actually something they typically do with kids, which, I don't know, some might be insulted with that, but I'm really not. But where you draw how you're feeling. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I convey certain feelings by drawing. Which drawing comes pretty natural to me. I've been doing it since I was 8 years old. A little over 30 years. I'm not the best at it. I don't claim to be, but it's not exactly foreign either. I have felt that in my art, I've conveyed unspoken feelings and hurts, unmet needs and expectations, and so on. But it's like one of those things that you have to really, really read into, and you gotta either be really intuitive or have the education to see it. Because, like psychologists and psychiatrists will read your body language and, the way you perceive things, and then they'll tell you where your mind and heart are at without you knowing that your mind and heart are there. Something like that. I'm also a writer. Not really published, but I'm working on it. And I gave her homework too. I've got her reading one of my short stories. A short story that I really have had a lot of questions about. And I know this one comes from desire. Feelings that I can't really process the way I think I need to. But the questions I have for her aren't, where does this come from? But more along the lines of, Is there some deeper meaning to those desires, those feelings and needs? I mean, I'm doing all this writing under a pen name, so I'm not going to tell anybody who it is. I'm not going to give the name. But anyway, I don't even remember where I was going with that. So, yeah, I've got a few more writings that I might share with her to get some opinions. But I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to work out the whole drawing thing. I know I'll figure it out. Yeah, I know I post a whole lot of videos on here just talking about how I feel about this thing or that thing. And I mean, I'm one person in like 8 billion. My feelings and thoughts aren't really all that special. And I know there are people going through way worse than I am. But for my part, it really does help to talk. Just talk. I mean, I don't even have to have any feedback. No sounding board necessary. It takes a lot of those anxious and panicked feelings and reorganizes them. I can either, hold them back for now, or it allows me to process them and move forward. Which again, I'm having a whole lot of trouble processing all this that's happening. I'm still not sure why I'm getting a divorce. Again, every time I ask her, it's a different answer. I mean, I can't undo what I have done. There's no way to go back into the past and fix it. All I can really do is not do those same things in the future. I'm not really even being given any kind of chance. At this point, I don't really think I want it, at least not with her. And I know a lot of this sounds very unkind to her, but she messed my head up. A lot of the symptoms that I was showing during our relationship and after the separation they didn't exist before that. And a lot of them have subsided since. I had a blow up with my dad not long after I moved here. As it turns out, I kind of needed that. Not really just to get things off my chest, but never really realized how much pain I was holding back. I was in a state of fight or flight. So deep, I didn't even realize I was. During that argument with him, I felt feral. I didn't feel like a person. I mean, I don't know how many people there are out there that feel this way, but how do you get to a place where you no longer even feel like a human anymore? Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll gain some insight. Never know. Maybe we will get back together, but I'm not seeing that happening. My mom told me a dream she had. I don't know how much stock some people put into dreams, but I still think that some dreams have meaning. But it was a pretty gruesome dream. I won't tell it on here right now, but it was a pretty gruesome dream. In the end, it made me question everything I did during that whole relationship. You know, she still hasn't watched any of these videos, my soon-to-be ex-wife, that is. She told me she doesn't want to watch them because she doesn't want to invest anymore. This is the same woman who spends hours at a time scrolling through TikTok and Facebook Reels. She'll watch YouTube videos that are 20, 30 minutes long. What investment is there that she's not already making? My theory, and this putting a lot of words in her mouth possibly, or insinuating intent, however you want to look at it, whatever. But my theory is, if she watches those videos, she may find out that she's wrong about things. That she's been perceiving everything wrong. And I don't think she wants to be wrong. I think she wants to feel justified doing what she's doing. I don't know. At this point, it doesn't matter. Unless she has a come to Jesus moment where she asks herself the same thing I did back in 21. What in the world am I doing? This is wrong. Now, I know there might be people out there saying, oh, you know, divorcing a toxic person isn't wrong. And you're right. But abusing somebody and then leaving them so you can protect your peace, that's avoiding accountability. You can't harm somebody and then say you're protecting yourself from them by removing yourself. No, that's just abusing them further. You're blaming them for your actions. And that's not even the same as, you know, the whole reactive abuse thing where you're reacting to what they're doing. When you consistently breadcrumb somebody with affection, withdraw anytime you don't get what you want, or withhold in order to control somebody or punish them, that is abuse. That screws with someone's head. If that person brings up the fact that it's hurting them, your reaction is not a reaction to abuse. And if you claim to be abused because somebody told you you were hurting them, that is an absolute certain sign, confirmation that you're the abuser. When she told me things that I did that she didn't like, sometimes I would argue. Ultimately, I stopped doing it. The eye-opener for me was when she told me that the problem she was having with me was the fact that I brought up that she was hurting me. I don't know what to do with that. Anyway, I'm still working on things. I'll get it figured out. I may spend the rest of my life without the person that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, but at this point, I just want to be in my kids' lives. I don't know where this is going to go.